Like work them up like that one and the
I was gonna do this, weld all that, and then I was gonna weld these three
and then do the bottom.
That makes sense. Yeah. What is this, David?
Oh, I mean, I guess it's probably the first FD bottom mount turbo manifold because I haven't found one on the internet yet.
So you're gonna make one?
Yeah.
Dave's a manifold builder now. So hit up Dave for all your manifold building.
Info at davesmanifolds.com.
Oh, yeah.
Info at Junkyard Dave. Actually, hit up sponsorships at junkyarddave@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you guys have any FD parts, he's providing free FD parts. And turbos.
No, it's junkyarddave at myspace.com.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Hit him up. So
Make sure you message him on MySpace if you want to sponsor.
yeah. Uh oh, Blake, who's that?
No.
Whoever it is, you need to give him a ride in the Civic. We need another one of those videos, Blake.
Hey, my mom.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So we are back at the shop today. David is messing with Supra, putting in the wheel guards, taking off the lip, getting this thing ready to be shipped. That's a sad day. So congrats to Andy for winning this thing. But now it's back to
Regular programming.
yeah, to your regular scheduled Civic programming. So if you guys remember the video of me taking my Supra to the drag strip and immediately breaking it, I took the Civic that same day and I broke it as well. And I think all it was a CV axle. But one of the things that I have hated about this car since the moment that I got it was the coilovers. So
I thought it was a paint.
well, yeah, it was the lack of paint. And then ever since then, it's been the coilovers. So I am going to, since we're going to have everything off of this, we're going to go ahead and replace the driver's side CV axle because I'm pretty sure that's the one that broke. And then I got me a custom set of BC Racing Br Coilovers. So we did go ahead and actually do a, normally, I forget exactly the standard, but I did a custom set of spring rates on it. So they're the 10K springs, so that way, because typically on drag racing for Civics, you don't want the rear end of it to squat. And if you watched the videos of me at the drag strip with this thing, when I was sitting on the line, it was just kind of like almost like hovering and kind of doing some like weird stuff in the back. And that's just not really good for the launch. I mean, the tranny isn't good for the launch either, just because or the tranny isn't good for the times, just because it won't let me shift it. But we're going to figure out some stuff today. We're gonna get this thing back together so I could actually start driving it again, because basically we just haven't had time with the giveaway stuff going on. But we got some big things coming soon for Civics around here. All right, guys, some bad news. So the passenger side CV axle is in perfect condition. The driver's side one isn't in perfect condition, but it's not bad. But what it's doing is it's just not spinning anything. So I think what actually happened with this thing is I think it broke the diff, or I guess they break diffs, like the diffs that's in them, or the final, I don't know. It broke the tranny is pretty much what I'm trying to say. Is I'm pretty sure that you can see it like spins, and then sometimes it'll catch.
Ooh.
Yeah, you could hear like teeth.
Well, it grabbed for a second and then kind of spun it.
Yeah. See, and then this is what it's kind of supposed to do, where it kind of spins the actual tranny. You can see it spinning over there. But then this thing is like freaking just mad now. So, I mean, good thing I have that D-series, that parts card D-series, right, Blake? So I guess we get to go fetch the. Oh yeah, look at it, it's spinning now. It's working now.
Some stuff off the kneecap.
Yeah, I mean, it probably strips some gears in this thing, but which I'm almost kind of glad, because I wanted to swap the transmissions in this thing anyhow. Because this one, I cannot shift it like at all. Like you go to shift and it just doesn't want to let you do that type of stuff. So so we're gonna, I guess, get started pulling the tranny out of this one, put the coilovers on it, and then I'm gonna put the schlicks on it because I got my wheel spacers, so I could actually put those on, and then
pull the whole knuckle for the
yeah. No, I just got bolt-on wheel spacers, so I don't have to do that.
Oh, that has additional, kind of like how mine are in my Saab, it has different lugs.
Yeah. So that way I don't have to actually add the extended ones and take off all the hubs. So yeah, I guess out back we go to go pick up pick up another tranny.
Shot the parts that it comes back out. Or is that new NRG steering wheel?
Yeah. All right, Blake, what do you think of this Civic?
It's a little dirty.
Yeah, I forgot how gross this tranny was. But, I mean, that's, can you guys tell what's wrong? What was wrong with this engine? So, yeah, so we're gonna pull the CVs, and this guy, probably just drop the whole engine and tranny out of it and then unbolt it and throw like the engine in the back seat or in the trunk. And then this guy just needs to go to scrap. I think it had a leaky rear main. That thing is freaking coated.
Leaky everything.
I mean, everything was freaking leaky, but man, poor thing.
To the pressure washer.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
It is. Alright guys, so just got the transmission out of this thing. Actually went pretty smooth. I mean, pretty much just started unbolting stuff and then it just came out. So that's, I guess that's pretty much how you work on cars for the most part. But yeah, I guess it's a pretty common thing to actually break the diffs on the inside of these transmissions, especially when you're on a tire like this. I think that was probably the hottest I actually got these tires. And these tires don't, since they're like a street radial, the sidewall is really, really hard. So when you launch them, it's just like an instant shock to the drivetrain, and especially like these weak like D series like single cam trannies, they just can't take that kind of abuse. Whereas if I would have had the actual slicks on it, these are a bias ply, and when you lower them down really low in the pressure, basically the sidewall is kind of like a rubber band, and you don't get that huge shock to the drivetrain like you do on a radial. So that's why, especially like manual transmission cars, always try to do like a bias ply drag slick. Like even like a Cletus, like that was one thing he was saying when we were down in Florida, and that's why Leroy is on those bias plies, because he's manual, and it just takes so much more abuse, you know, and isn't as abusive to the drivetrain. So gonna pressure wash the other transmission tomorrow and get that thing stuffed up in here. I did get the spacers on, so I should be able to run the slicks at this event. So this Friday night, there is actually like the Friday night drags at our local drag strip, quarter-mile stuff. So I would like to actually take this thing out there and see if I could run better than a 14 with it. I think goal is to get into the 12s and go from there. But hopefully this other transmission, I think I bent some shift forks, or not me bent shift forks, but I'm pretty sure that the shift forks in this transmission were already bent, because like I've complained before, you just can't shift it. But I'll be back tomorrow, pressure wash that tranny, we'll get this thing in here, get it sitting pretty on those and these, and then we're gonna go to the frickin' drag strip. So one of the issues with the older style coilover system that was on here, so this is like a TN Basic, and the issue with this is it doesn't have any like height adjustability. So I was trying to raise the front of this thing to actually be able to clear the slicks and kind of make it like a monster truck in the front, so that way, you know, it's not going to get into the fenders or anything. But the issue that I was having is the only way to actually raise the car is to add preload to it. So basically you're compressing this spring super tight, and this is pretty much it just doesn't go any further because it's going past the travel of the stroke of the shock. So this one, the nice thing about the BCs is you could adjust the preload on the coilover right here, but you could also loosen this collar right here, and this whole body just screws up and down. So you don't mess with the preload or anything stupid like that to try to raise the front of your car, or with the rear of the car. So these are low-tech suspension, which is pretty much just a stock strut painted silver with some like really cheap stuff. So when you could see at the drag strip when I was like trying to launch, like the whole back of the car was just kind of doing some weird shaky stuff, and that's just because this thing, you know, it's just super inconsistent. I mean, it's just, that's pretty much what was on the rear of the car. So the other coilovers in the back have this same style system, so we'll be able to raise it, lower it, do all that type of stuff without messing with anything. So yeah, I'm really stoked to get these BCs on here. All right, so I'm gonna say we're definitely gonna have to raise the front of this thing. You can see it's pretty much sitting on the fender right now. So that's just the ride height that they came. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull off the wheels, and then spin the thing, and I'll show you guys how we actually raise this thing. So basically just loosen this bottom collar right there. And then just kind of grab the whole thing, the coil, and just make sure it's actually spinning the shock body. And just twist it up. I'll just keep going. There's a spot that I have kind of set on the other side. All right, guys, so this is, I guess, kind of the final ride height. I think that's enough, I hope. I mean, maybe we need to go up a little bit more, but man, it kind of looks like it almost looks like a freaking race car. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the street tires back on it. I really do like the way these Koenig wheels look on here now that I actually have like a full set. So again, I appreciate Koenig, and I have a full set of street wheels. And then I have two with, these are 15 by 9s with the 24.5 by 8.5 street slicks. So, or not street slicks, these are actual drag slicks, so they're not meant for the street because they're bias ply. So, gonna do that. It is raining a little bit outside, but I'm really curious to test out this new transmission, see if I could actually shift with it, see if I could row through the gears. So I'm gonna pull this setup off because I know it ain't gonna have any traction in the wet, and take it for a spin. right, guys, so that is, I guess, gonna be it for this video. I am really stoked to take this thing to the drag strip basically tomorrow night or tonight when you guys are watching this video. So if you guys are interested in that and want to kind of stay tuned, I will be posting some updates on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me at MotionAutoTV, that's my Instagram. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you kind of like what we're doing here, we're getting ready to do a lot of really cool, fast Civic stuff. So be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, I don't know, it rides just so much better on the BCs. I definitely need to get the brake situation figured out though. I don't know what is up with that. The brake lines have been rerouted. Maybe they got the proportioning valve like, oh look, it's like smoking. Maybe we should pop the hood. Maybe it's this.
Could be the paint boiling in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the paint, like around that. Because we pulled in here and it smelled like something was like chips. You gotta lift this as you're doing that. I hate these things. Yeah, maybe.
Drain or something?
Oh yeah, I bet that was actually on fire.
What?
Look at that. You could see.
Oh, there's some oil in the heat wrap.
Yeah, I bet it was actually on fire.
That's tight.
So that's sketchy. I swore I smelled something on fire.
Trevor.
What?
Oh yeah, I thought you didn't have the feed. I didn't see it go there. I thought you was right there. I was like, what? Do you have the feed?
Yeah, no, the feed's been. It's good. No, look, I think that fish thing. It looks like that's getting like really hot.
What's right there by the
exhaust manifold? It makes sense. You know, and we did a lot of freaking pulls. We just did a lot of freaking pulls. But yeah, again, guys, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one, probably with some updates on some drag times. We'll see if we could run a 12 in this thing. I don't think we could get in the 11s because the tranny still is kind of doing some weird shifting stuff. I could definitely shift in third and fourth a little bit better, but it's kind of crazy that these things will actually almost hold third gear. But see you guys later. See, the shifter's like way far over here, but yeah, it kind of feels like it doesn't want me to shift it.